In this lesson, we will talk about the new Tkinter widget, the button widget. This is the most programmed widget in a GUI application. So hi guys, and here we go. So I have already created a simple GUI window here. Basically, it's almost the same as the last lesson. With image open, I loaded a picture of me with the name Kleinstein. With resize 120 to 280, I adjust the size of my image. And with image TK, a photo of me will be created. For this, I imported the necessary library, or in Python we call it the module. You see that here from pil import image and image TK. Just like we did it in the last lesson with the label widget as well. If you haven't watched the video on this yet, you should definitely watch the video before, because otherwise you're missing some necessary knowledge to be able to understand this lesson. Therefore, I will not explain the following lines any further, and will go directly to the last two lines. Here we create and place a button widget in our GUI window. And if you take a look at these two lines, you will quickly notice that the program code for this is almost identical to the label widget that we talked about in the last lesson. Here below, we will display all possible options for the button widget on the console. Now I'm going to start our program for this. So we get to see our button here. It has no function yet. When we click here, nothing will be executed. We have our Mr. Kleinstein here on the bottom. This is myself. And I'm going to move the image up a little bit so that we can see this program code down here. And here I'm using a for loop to output all the options that a button widget can have. And this, if we take a look, these are all the possible options that a button widget can have. We won't try all the options here, as we did in the last lesson with the label widget options, but we'll take a closer look at some of the important options. You should, however, also try out the other options and experiment with them a little for practice. As I said before, if you have a look at the previous lessons, you will know how to add these options to your buttons. With Tkinter, we are also able to create beautiful and modern controls. This is what the default button looks like, and this is how we can change our buttons afterwards using the configure method. Now, how I did create this subscript button? It's very simple. I have an image here that I created with an image editor, and then I put that in my folder where I run my Python program. And then using the configure method, I just loaded the image to it. Up here, you will see this button subscript image file I loaded as build 1. As build 2, I loaded our Mr. Kleinstein, and then just call it later using the configure method. I place it in our button, and that is the whole trick. And now let's have a look at the command option. When the user presses the button, the command option of the button widget is executed. Here in our program code, we use it to call the email function. So let's start our program. And you see here, we have here a default button with the text send email. If we click here now on this button, then what happens is we will be sent to this function email self here. And the function will be executed. And in the function, the following happens. Namely, by using the configure method, which we already know, our button will be changed. Here the text is changed to email has been sent. And our text font has also been changed to times 13. A quick note at this point. While I was grading this video, it came to my mind to grade this course in 2 languages. So in addition, grading the same video in another language, English. English is the most popular second language in the world. Almost everyone in the world can watch and use YouTube. For communication, the language English as a world language is best suited for this. I will also grade the next videos in English. Therefore, I will use variables, terms and so on in my program codes in English language in the future. My English is not too good and I therefore excuse any language mistakes in advance. And I would be very interested in your feedback on this. Please write me what you think about it in the comment field below. And as usual, I thank you for joining and wish you a lot of fun while learning. And most importantly, good health. So bye until next time.